From Farm to Fork, The Supply Chain of Cheddar Cheese, a group project by Angus, Blake, Rylan, and Shea. So, to start off the supply chain, just a brief product introduction. Cheddar cheese is a dairy product formed from the culturing of milk with bacteria, resulting in the separation of the cheese product from the whey. The cheese product is aged for a period to enhance flavor, giving mild cheddar, medium cheddar, and old cheddar varieties, depending on the length of the aging period. Frequently, colorants are added, which are actually what gives cheddar cheese its vibrant orange color. Without the colorants, it would be more akin to a cream color.
The first step in the supply chain of cheddar cheese production is the farm. Input costs. These are livestock, feed and nutrition, facilities and equipment, labor, regulation and maintenance, operational costs, and vet and health. Feed intake. Feed intake is one of the most important factors to producing high quality cheese and milk. The wrong feed rations for dairy cows will affect milk and fat production, and the price of cheese will increase due to needing more fat and milk produced per cow. The average cow that produces 40 kilograms of milk a day is eating approximately 125 pounds of feed. The total cost to produce that feed is approximately 40 cents per liter, which is the major cost to a dairy farmer. Some dairy farmers even buy feed from other farmers, which would cost up to 40% more. Cost and profit. The average income for 1 liter of milk from a dairy cow is about 96 cents per liter. A farm that milks 150 cows in Canada will have an income of approximately $1.6 million before expenses. The profit margin for cheese is often higher than milk, but it also has higher expenses. Provided are two graphs that illustrate the historical production of milk in Canada and the farm gate payment price for milk. It can be observed that over time, production has increased at a slow rate, while price paid for the produced milk has increased. The reason for these trends in the chart is the strict supply management system present in Canada.
Milk trucks are used to transport raw milk to different processing facilities. The bulk tanks store the milk at the farm and are usually emptied every day or every 2 days at the maximum to make sure the milk is still safe and has not been sitting for too long. Whenever the drivers get there, they must sample and test the quality of the milk to verify its safety before pumping, or else it will just get dumped if it does not meet the safety recommendations. Each driver, because of this, must be trained and certified as a bulk tank milk grader, so they know what they're doing and can keep the safety of Canadians. The milk truck has a specialized insulated stainless steel tanker trailer, which keeps the milk cool and prevents any contamination through the drive. After the cheese is processed, it must be taken from the plant to the store. The cheese is transported in refrigerated trucks that are kept at 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. They also have ice and gel packs within the packaging to prevent sweating on the ones that are stacked together. Cheese is primarily transported in cartons that you see here that are the right size for a pallet to make loading and unloading easier by just using a forklift or pallet forks or anything. The cheese is wrapped up in a special paper and vacuum sealed to protect it from moisture and to prevent any contamination as well. The cheese can be transported to a distribution center first to move it to various locations or right to any retail store.
Cheese production and processing. In 2022, 163,000 metric tons of cheddar cheese was produced in Canada, and the production has held steady since. It takes about 1 gallon of fluid whole milk to make 1 pound of cheddar cheese. Steps of processing cheddar cheese. The first step is the milk has to be curdled. The curds and whey are then separated. The curds are cheddared. Next, cheese is aged for a certain length of time, and the time it's aged depends on the quality. And finally, the cheese is packaged in final packaging. Cheese processing cost and value. So the production cost of cheddar cheese is estimated to be on average between $1.25 and $1.50 per pound. Value. So the farm gate price of milk in Ontario varies, but is usually around 96 cents Canadian per liter. The average wholesale price range of cheddar cheese is 8.21 Canadian to 13.91 Canadian. Retail stores are the final aspect of the cheddar cheese supply chain. At retail stores, consumers purchase proportioned packages of final product. Retail stores present an opportunity for many different cheddar cheese producers to sell their product. In general, there is widespread availability of cheddar cheese across many types of retailers. Retail outlets allow consumers to drive marketing focus, whether it be price, quality, or environmental friendliness. So, there are many costs of running a retail store. These may include rent, a significant utility cost to refrigerate the cheese, wages of employees, and beyond. But the costs are not limited to owning and operating some store shelves. There are several logistical costs of a retail store, things such as warehousing, trucking, storage costs. These additional costs associated with retail add value to the final product, and in the end, it is the retailer who sets the final price. The retail aspect of the supply chain can set prices to cover expenses and ensure profit. Furthermore, the convenience aspect of retail adds value to the final product. Easy access to product equals more demand, which equals willingness to pay a higher price. Just clear addition of value in this aspect of the supply chain. And so here are some graphs that provide some data about the retail aspect of the supply chain. One graph illustrates the historical retail price of cheddar cheese in Canada, and one illustrates historical per capita consumption of cheddar cheese in Canada. You can see that the annual consumption per capita of cheddar cheese stays relatively constant over this 10-year span, with only a slight increase in 2018 due to the observed decrease in cheese price that can be seen on the graph. These are references. Thank you for listening to our presentation.